every night when the silence deepens, the voice of the heart is heard more. Have you ever noticed that when we are alone, the most noise is inside our mind? Old taunts, past betrayals, unsaid answers, all come back, and then that auto replay starts in which we neither live nor die, we just remain trapped. Years ago, a boy committed suicide. He had written just one line in his diary. There is so much inside me that I cannot tell anyone. Later I came to know that he used to smile every day, used to joke with friends, but inside he was drowning in the poison of guilt, regret, and comparison. This is the negativity that is not visible from outside, but burns everything from inside. A study by Harvard University says that our mind generates about 60 thoughts every day, out of which about 80% are negative and 95% of the same thoughts are repeated, which means we are running such an old software again and again, which it only troubles us. Imagine, if your phone is hanging repeatedly, what will you do? Update or reset it? No, but have you ever thought of resetting your mind? Now think, what if today I give you such a system by which you can delete all the mental clutter from your mind and download peaceful thoughts into it. This is not just motivation, but a tested, practical and scientific method which I am going to give you now. But before this, ask yourself a question. Are you ready to say goodbye to your old version? If yes, then write in the comment, "My mind is my power." Or you can write, "Bye-bye negativity." And yes, everyone should not comment. Only those people should comment who really want to remove negativity from their heart. Hello friends, all of you are once again. Welcome to our channel Believe in Books. Friends, on your insistence, this video has come, and this audiobook is really going to be very powerful and innovative. There are only 8 lessons in this which will free you from negativity. Let's move on to lesson 1 without wasting time. And if you have earphones or headphones, you can use them. This will help you focus on the video. Lesson 1: Mind Virus. How does negativity start? Have you ever thought, where does this negativity come from in the mind? As soon as we wake up in the morning, our mood gets spoiled without any reason. If the other person says something, we take it to mean the opposite. And the worst part is when we start considering ourselves the smallest, the weakest, and the most unlucky. In reality, this is not thinking. It is a mind virus which slowly hijacks our thinking. Just like a virus enters a computer and slows down the entire system. A study found that a human thinks more than 60,000 thoughts in a day. And the surprising thing is that about 80% of them are negative. Because our mind is programmed to identify danger first. This is called negativity bias. If someone praises you and then criticizes you a little, then our mind repeatedly replays the same criticism. This is not just thinking, it becomes a mental loop. Now listen to the twist. Do you know that negativity does not come from just thinking, it also gets transferred? That is, if you live with a person all day who finds fault in everything, curses others, or never keeps himself happy, then you cannot keep yourself positive. This is called emotional contentment. It is a psychological phenomenon in which the feelings of others get installed in your mind without speaking. Once a girl came to therapy. She used to get angry at every little thing. She used to have breakdowns at small things. When I came to know more about her, I came to know that in her childhood, her mother always lived in fear. What would happen if this happened? What would people say? Don't do this. Don't do that. Now the girl did not know that that fear was not her own. It was an infection that entered her mind from her mother. The most dangerous aspect of emotional infections is that they're not visible, but their effect is deeper than the body. Someone has rightly said that the root is that which kills slowly, and negative thinking is the root that kills a person while he is alive. That is why the first step is to observe the thought. Whenever a negative thought comes, do not fight with it. Just ask whether it is true. Is it mine or someone else's thought? Now, in practical terms, do a mental scan for 5 minutes every morning. Just like we do a body scan, similarly scan the mind. Which thoughts are being repeated? In which tone are they talking? With love or fear? A small change, but it will affect your entire vibration. Once a monk was asked, "How do you remain so calm?" He said smilingly, "I clean my mind every morning like people go to the bathroom." How simple but how true. Think if we cleaned our mind as regularly as we cleaned our body, then perhaps we would have been somewhere else today. Now whenever a negative thought comes, quote a "thanks for coming, but I am upgrading." Don't give that thought a place to sit, because the mind is a theater and you decide which movie will play in it next. When the mind says you can't do it, then reply, "Watch me." There is a saying where the thinking changes, the fate changes from there. So now it's time to recognize that thought, which is not yours, but is controlling you. Lesson 2. Why do we collect only those things in the dustbin of thoughts that we don't want? Many times we say that the mind has become very heavy, but have you ever thought from where did this come out? Actually, our mind has become a dustbin in which we keep filling everything which we no longer need. Childhood memories, someone's taunt, some old mistake or betrayal of a loved one. We keep everything safely as if it were a treasure. Now think of a computer filled with 1,000 useless files. Will it run smoothly? Absolutely not. Similarly, our mind is so full of old beliefs, grudges, guilt that there is no space left for new thoughts. Listen to a story. An old Baba was sitting on the bank of a river. A disciple came to him and said, "My mind is very restless. Nothing feels good." Baba smiled and gave him a full glass and said, "If you want to drink, you will have to take something out of it." The disciple understood that until you do not take out the old poison, new peace cannot come inside. Grudges, resentments remain in our mind like a cold road. They look calm from outside, but keep burning inside. Guilt is that bag which we carry on our back and think that maybe this punishment is right, but in reality, all this prevents us from moving forward. Scientific studies say that chronic guilt and suppressed anger are the major reasons for anxiety and even physical illnesses. So what is the solution? Inner decluttering, just like you clean your house, you will have to clean your mind as well. Take out 5 minutes every week and ask yourself, am I still troubled by any old sentence? Have I not been able to forgive anyone? Am I punishing myself again and again for any mistake? Now listen to a 5-minute self-cleaning technique. 1. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath to remember those things in your mind which seem heavy. Words, human event. 3. Look at each thing as a mental object like old torn clothes. 4. Now put them in a box one by one and leave that box in flowing water. To 5. Slowly feel it's gone and I am lighter. Now it may sound silly, but neuroscience says that visualization creates new pathways in the mind which give actual relief to our mind. There is a saying, don't be a garbage collector of the past. So next time when you remember any old pain, tell yourself, I am not a dustbin. I am light, I am space, I am peace. Lesson 3. Company equals score. You think the same as the people you live with. Have you ever noticed that when you spend time with a positive person you feel light and inspired, whereas if someone always complains and degrades others, then it directly affects your mood? This is not a coincidence. It is the code of company. The people who are around us are not just our friends or family, they become a part of our thinking. Psychologists say you become the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. Means if your company is negative, then no matter how much good you think, gradually the same toxicity starts getting mixed inside you too. Who are toxic people? Those are those who repeatedly tell you that you are less, who interrupt you, laugh at your dreams, and impose their insecurities on you. Listen to a small story. There was a girl who used to look in the mirror every day and call herself good, but her best friend used to say every day that there are many like you. You are not special, just a few. Within months, that girl started avoiding the mirror and started considering herself less because repeated opinions turn into internal code. Now let's talk about energetic exchange. This is the vibe that a person leaves without saying anything. Scientific research has done studies on this. When you spend more time with a depressed person, then the serotonin and dopamine levels of your brain also start falling, i.e. energy transferable. Just like fragrance or bad smell spreads in the air. What should be done then? First step is company audit. Make a list of your inner circle and honestly see who uplifts you and who drains you. Second step is boundaries. It is not necessary to fight with toxic people directly, but it is necessary to protect yourself from their influence, limit interaction, and learn to emotionally detach. Now let's talk about soul-refreshing connections. Find such people who listen to your dreams. Do not break them, who give you comfort even while being silent with you, who are not afraid of your change, but celebrate it. A small test when you meet someone. Ask yourself, if I am feeling lighter, happier, and inspired now. If the answer is yes, that person falls in your soul-refreshing category. There is a saying that if you cannot become a rose, then at least do not become an acacia, at least stay among roses. Now question yourself, people around you are quoting you. Are you having a crash? Lesson 4. Stop auto replay. Get out of the past. Sometimes it feels as if an old video is playing again and again in your mind. The same fight, the same pain, the same regret, as if the heart is saying let it go, but the mind is rewinding it again and again. Remember when he said this, or I wish I had done this at that time. Actually, these are not memories, these are emotional loops. And these loops are silently consuming our energy. Why do we remember old fights, trauma, and failures again and again? Because our brain wants to complete every incomplete story. Like if a piece of a puzzle is missing, the attention remains stuck there. According to a research, our brain suffers the most from incomplete things and humiliating experiences. Trauma is like a file which the brain opens again and again, hoping to find a solution this time, but what it gets is more confusion, guilt, and stress. Now the question arises, how to turn off auto replay? The answer is forgiveness and release, but this forgiveness is not for others but for yourself. Forgive yourself that whatever you did at that time was your best understanding at that time. A story comes to mind. An old lady used to say the same thing to God every night. God, I have forgiven him. Now please forgive me because I remember him again and again. What a powerful thing, isn't it? Now let's talk about a powerful visualization exercise which can break this emotional loop. Sit in a quiet place anytime, close your eyes, imagine that person or situation in front of you which troubles you again and again. Now imagine that you have a big white balloon in your hand. It is a balloon in which you are filling all your memories, complaints, and pain. Slowly release that balloon and see how it disappears flying in the sky. Then say to yourself, I release, I forgive, I move forward. This line seems simple, but by repeating it again and again, new wiring is created in the brain. And yes, one more thing, forgiving does not mean forgetting. Forgiving means deciding that now that wound will not determine my happiness today. So let's turn off auto replay from today. Say thanks to the past for teaching it, and now move ahead. Lesson 5 is the antivirus of the mind. Awareness and mindfulness. We all get up several times a day, walk, eat. But in reality, how many times do we wake up? Because waking up does not mean just opening the eyes. Waking up means being aware, to be able to see your every thought, every emotion, and every reaction. The mind is such a device which creates viruses on its own. Guilt, fear, jealousy, overthinking, etc. And if any, if there is an antivirus, it is awareness. Mindfulness does not mean that you should meditate sitting on a mountain top all the time. Mindfulness means living in the now. We are often either regretting the past or worrying about the future, but we ignore the present where there is peace and clarity. Once a Zen monk was asked, "What is your secret?" He said, "When I eat, I just eat. When I walk, I just walk." It sounds simple, but is the most challenging to do. Scientific research shows that with mindfulness practice, the size of the brain's amygdala, which is associated with fear and stress, shrinks, and at the same time, the prefrontal cortex, which is associated with clarity, decision-making, and awareness, strengthens. That is, mindfulness can literally change the structure of your brain. It is not just a spiritual practice, it is mental hygiene. Now let's talk about a 2-minute mindfulness routine that will improve your brain's structure. It can reboot your mind. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes now, take a deep breath, and feel the air going in through your nose. Your lungs are filling up, and then slowly coming out. Now concentrate on your body parts one by one: head, neck, shoulders, stomach, legs. If there is any tension anywhere, just observe it without judging. Just 2 minutes and your mind will become present for a while. This short reboot is very powerful. Once a man said, "Many thoughts come to my mind. Can't I meditate?" A saint replied that it is important to see the snake, not to let it bite. Having a thought is not a problem. Getting carried away by the thought is the real challenge. Mindfulness gives you the strength to see the thought and free you from its slavery. And yes, listen to an interesting analogy. Your mind is like a browser. Every thought opens a new tab. If there is noise in every tab, then the system will slow down. Mindfulness is the process in which you decide which tab to close and which one to focus on. So, from today, ask yourself this question: what am I thinking right now, and why am I thinking? This question alone can become your inner antivirus. Be mindful and keep rebooting yourself. Get ready for lesson 6. Gratitude bar and reset button. Have you ever wondered how some people remain calm and happy even when everything is going wrong? What is it in their life that does not let them break down? Maybe they have a magic when called gratitude. Gratitude is such a feeling that can completely reset your thinking. When you are really thankful for something, then negativity cannot stay in your mind. It is not possible to feel anger and gratitude at the same time. Gratitude removes negativity slowly, without any fight. Scientific research says that gratitude releases serotonin, and feel-good hormones like dopamine are released. It reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety. A study found that people who write a gratitude journal every day have better mental health than others. Think, just by saying thank you, your brain starts healing. The easiest and most effective way to express gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. Every night or in the morning, write down 3 to 5 things for which you are thankful. These things should not be big, like today mummy cooked my favorite food, or I woke up on time today, or I got a good idea. Slowly your mind will start noticing positive things automatically. Now let's talk about Shukra Mantra. Shukra Mantra is a small habit, but its impact lasts a lifetime. Every time something good happens, small or big, just say softly, Shukra, hi, thank you universe. This is an energetic signal that goes to the universe that I am receiving and I am ready to attract things. Every time you chant this mantra consciously, your frequency shifts. Lesson 7: peace is something that we all want, but it seems that only a lucky person gets it. Sometimes it seems that some people are just born peaceful. They neither get angry nor restless nor tense. But the truth is that peace is not a gift. Peace is a practice. It is an everyday task. Just like brushing your teeth or taking a bath. Most people consider peace as a destination. When the EMI ends, I will live peacefully. When everyone forgives me, I will be calm. When I get a perfect relationship, I will be happy. But peace never comes later. It is found only in the present. Someone asked a sadhu, "How do you always remain so calm?" He smiled and said, "I sweep my mind every day. I just need to make this a routine." Daily habits of cleaning the mind. Peace is not a heavy task. It is made from small rituals. Like, instead of checking your mobile as soon as you wake up in the morning, close your eyes for 2 minutes and think gratitude. Or before going to sleep at night, mentally release your day by doing deep breathing. These are not big changes, but they bring deep shifts. The beginning of the morning sets our entire mindset. 5 minutes of stretching, 3 minutes of silence, 2 minutes of gratitude, and 1 minute of what good can I do? Today, just this much time and your day will be complete. The direction of your thoughts will change. Try it. Don't fill your energy with messages from others early in the morning. Connect with yourself. Night routine. For peace, night is the time when you can talk to your subconscious. If you sleep with anger, worry, and regrets, then the same thing will be repeated. Before sleeping at night, do 3 things. Thank yourself for that day. Forgive the person with whom you are mentally angry. And go to sleep with a peaceful thought. I am safe. The universe is guiding me. Believe me, you will be filled with deep sleep and inner clarity. Tibetan monks have a ritual. They stop 3 times a day and check their emotions. Am I calm right now? If not, then they take 3 deep breaths and reset themselves. Imagine if we also ask ourselves the same question 3 times a day, how clear our thinking will become. Another powerful practice is digital fasting.